to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian D. Lerner. I'd like to talk a little bit about TPS and what that means and what you should be doing if you're on TPS. Now, TPS means temporary protected status, and it is exactly what the words mean. Temporary, of course, means temporary, and it can be revoked basically at any time. Protected status means that you're safe from deportation. So, all in all, TPS means that for some small period of time, you are safe from being deported and you are allowed to stay here in the US. So, who gets temporary protected status? Well, TPS is generally designated when there are lots of issues in a foreign country that would cause extreme hardship for the people living here in the US from that country to go back. So, for example, there's been TPS from Haiti when they had the big earthquake, from El Salvador when they had the big hurricane, and lots of natural disasters at foreign countries will allow TPS. Lots of political strife for one reason or another allows TPS. And basically, while there's procedures that it goes through, the bottom line is the president basically designates who gets TPS and for how long. And with this president, President Trump, um, he basically has taken that power to revoke TPS. So not all countries obviously have their TPS status revoked, but he's done one after another. In the last month, there's probably been 4 different countries that now no longer have TPS, and or TPS will be revoked at the end of the current period. So the reason I'm bringing this up is not to, scare all the people who are on TPS thinking that tomorrow, Trump is going to revoke the TPS, because that's a reality. That seems to be what's happening. It seems that he's not giving much regard to the purpose of why TPS was created in the first place, why the conditions in the country still should allow TPS in those countries, from those countries, to continue, and analyze the continuation of TPS. It's just a matter of when the TPS ends, he's going to revoke it. So if you have that in mind, then you can use that as an opportunity in which to do something about it. So the nature of TPS itself is that it's temporary, and granted, some TPS uh, designations last for years, but because you're here on TPS and you're safe at the present time from deportation, you ought to use this opportunity to try to find some way to become legal. And for those people who come into my office, there's a whole plethora of options that I try to go through. For example, a lot of people are working on TPS so they can ask their employers to begin the perm process. They can, see about doing an employment-based petition, and depending what country they're from, of course, this takes time. But if you're on TPS right now, what better time to put forward a good employment petition such that you will not, be caught off guard when Trump decides to arbitrarily just revoke your TPS. You will have something in the works. It'll be in the process. We also look at family-based petitions, look to see if there's any, victims of crime related, or VAWA, victims of domestic violence. There's all kinds of options. I've just named 2 or 3 of them that you could go into. So bottom line, if you're on TPS, you need to move forward with another application for ultimate and eventual permanent residency. Don't just sit there and wait for Trump to revoke your TPS, so you're going to have to leave with nothing. You've already most likely been here for years. You have a family, you have a job, You need to do what's necessary to protect yourself at this point. Okay, more on the coming videos. If you like, click subscribe, like, and we'll go from there. See you next week.